So today I want to share with you how I feel about this new brush that I got from BK Beauty. I have not used it yet. It is a concealer brush, so I'm going to put my concealer on and use this brush to blend it out. But let me tell you a bit more about it. This is the BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush, the A506. Now, she came out with, Angie Hot and Flashy came out with a collab collection with BK Beauty, but it was a set. Until recently, you could only buy the set, but I think it was like last week, they released the brushes individually. Now, as soon as I saw the set come out, I knew that I wanted this A506. I wanted it because it is sort of the smaller version of the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. This is one of my two favorite brushes to use to apply foundation. What I really like is, one, the handle is pretty and the brush itself is just really well made. It is a synthetic hair brush. It does have this contour to it, this slant. I actually just use it to put on a little bit of foundation. What I like about it though is that you can press foundation in, or you can kind of blend in this way, and I like that I can get all like under my eyes and just around the contours of my face because of the way the brush is shaped. Now, the other brush that I really like for foundation is my Sonia G Fusion Jumbo Base brush. So they are different. Like, first of all, they're different in length. The Sonia G is just like a teeny bit shorter and it's more compact than the BK Beauty one, but I really like both of them. The Sonia G Jumbo Base does have a bit of a slant, but definitely not as much as the BK Beauty. And also, of course, this is a synthetic hairbrush, the BK Beauty one, and the Sonia G is a natural hairbrush. So you can see those differences, but I really like both of these. So like I said, as soon as I saw this brush, I was like, oh, that's the one I want. Because all of the other brushes, I have like the entire set of BK Beauty brushes. And so I knew that I didn't need more. Not that that stopped me from like anything ever in life, but this was the one that I had my eye on and I was just waiting. What has it been, like a year or something for them to come out with the brushes individually. Now, the brush that I really like to use to blend my concealer is actually another BK Beauty brush, and it is the BK 108. And so you can see that this has sort of like that dome finish to it in terms of the shape of the brush, has the same handle and everything, and it's much fluffier, more pliable, but this is just an amazing brush to blend out concealer. I like that, you know, it's soft. I can just pat my concealer in under my eyes, you know, wherever I put my concealer. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds up to it. Now, on first opening the package for this brush, of course, it is like just a smaller version of the foundation brush. They are shaped exactly the same. The concealer brush seems to have like a bit more of a point on the top here, and I will say, like, the foundation brush feels pretty dense. The concealer brush doesn't feel as densely packed. You can take a look at the brush heads. Here they are side by side. There's like the front, the back. So this is much, much smaller than the foundation one. So what I will do is, I think I will use the concealer brush or the 108 that I typically use on one side, and I will use this Angie 506 on the other side just to kind of compare how they are, because this is the one I always use. I'm going to use a concealer I'm really used to, which is my Tarte, do I want to use this one? You know what? here's another one. And this is one I use regularly too. But it is my Cover FX Power Play Concealer in the shade N Deep 3. Mainly because I just used my Cover FX Power Play Foundation. So I'll put those two together. I actually really like this foundation and really like this concealer. I saw that Ulta was having like this huge sale on Cover FX because I think they're no longer going to be carrying them. I don't think I see Cover FX at Sephora either. Are they still there? It's crazy because I don't hear people talk about this foundation and concealer anymore, and it has remained a favorite for me since it came out. When did it come out? What's her name's wedding? Oh, like 2017 or 18? Or was it 2016? Child, I don't know, but it was a few years ago, and I still like this concealer and the foundation. I don't hear anybody talk about it anymore, though. Like, they're just, like, they're so cute. All right, so I will go in first with this brush that I typically use. I'm not really going to let the concealer sit too long because I just want to see what the blending is like. I already know how this one blends because it's one that I honestly use all the time. Okay, so we've got like that half blended out. All right, now let's go with this new brush. I don't even know where to start. Okay. All right. Why am I like nervous? It's my face. Huh, okay, okay. Now, what I will say is it feels firmer than I thought it would be, just by how like movable the bristles were or are. It actually feels like I'm using a finger to blend out my concealer. And let's get up here. Okay. Forgot about the nose. Okay. Huh. I don't see a difference in terms of how they blended. I don't see a difference. Now, let's put a little bit more concealer on and see how it blends, like with adding a bit more. So I will let this sit for a bit and speed things up, just to see what it's like to blend after the concealer has set a little bit. So, okay, so gonna go in with my 108. All right, and then again, gonna go in with the Hot and Flashy. Okay, let me set my face and then I will give you my thoughts. That will give me time to kind of collect my thoughts. I will be right back. Okay, I had to like get my thoughts together. So as a recap, I used the BK Beauty 108 brush on this side of my face to blend out my concealer, and then I used the Angie Hot and Flashy A506 concealer brush to blend out my concealer on this side of my face. Now, the first thing I noticed is that it does feel like this brush, the 108, blends things a bit faster, and I think that's just because of the size of the brush. So it's a bigger brush than the A506, and so it could just cover more area quicker. And I am very used to this brush, so I was trying to keep that in mind too, but I do feel like I can get in under my eye and in the corners and stuff like that. I will say that this A506 brush is easier to get in the corner just because it's like slanted and just conforms to the contours of your face a little more easily. When I use this one, it feels like I'm using my favorite brush to blend out my concealer. It does feel soft. I don't feel like I'm poking myself with like porcupine twills, or what am I talking about? Is that what they're called? I don't even know. It doesn't feel, it's soft, okay? This one, this feels like I'm using my finger. So let me see the length. They're about the same overall length. It's different. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just really used to this brush. So using this one, the Angie Hot and Flashy one, I am going to have to get used to it. But I do feel like it's soft. It feels denser than I thought it would. I do like that I can more easily like get into corners and areas like that. I found that I liked this brush more for blending out other areas that I have concealer, and this one I did like the way that it that it blends out my under eye concealer. Because it's just smaller, it takes like a couple of seconds longer. Like there's not a huge difference. I mean, you could already see, but it does take, I think, a little bit longer to blend things out with this smaller brush. Now, if I had to choose between the two, if you were like, you can only keep one of them, right now, I would keep the 108. I do really like this brush. I think I have to use it more, and I do really like the foundation brush. But I think what I like about the foundation brush also is that it's just a bigger brush. And so I can just go around my whole face. You can also use this one for concealer as well. So I'm not sure if I would like this one even more if it was a little bit larger, like the brush head. Yeah, so I think it really just kind of depends on what you like. For right now, I'm just so used to this 108. It blends things out quickly. I like the way it blends things out. I'm used to it. Even though they are around the same size, the Hot and Flashy one is a little bit slimmer in terms of the handle. And then, of course, the brush head is a bit smaller. So I think if you want to be more detailed with your concealer, then this would be a good choice. Or if you like the look of tapping your concealer in with your fingers, then this would be a good choice. I'm going to keep using it for the rest of the week, just to compare and see if I notice any differences. Let me know if you notice any differences. I don't think that I do. I think they both did a great job in blending things together. The BK Beauty brushes, I just really like them. I like the brushes, and I like them even more because their customer service is good. So that just always makes things better. So let me know if you have picked up any of the BK Beauty brushes, and also if you got any of the individually released ones from the Angie Hot and Flashy collection, or if you have the whole set. I didn't get anything else from the set of brushes, but let me know if there's another one that's like intriguing and maybe I can try that one out. I will update you on what I think about this brush. If I forget, please remind me and be like, girl, do you still like it? Do you not? What's happening? So hopefully some of this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.